Hi, it's Janine Turner, and this is your God on the Go moment, or moments. 2 Corinthians 10, 1 through 5. I myself, Paul, appeal to you by the meekness and gentleness of Christ. I who am humble when face to face with you and bold towards you when I am away. I ask that when I am present, I need not show boldness by daring to oppose those who think we are acting according to human standards. Indeed, we live as human beings, but we do not wage war according to human standards. For the weapons of our warfare are not merely human, but they are divine, but they have divine power to destroy strongholds. We destroy arguments and every proud obstacle raised up against the knowledge of God, and we take every thought captive to obey Christ. Okay, lots in this. First of all, that they had written the Corinthians. He'd received a letter from the Corinthians which said, you're rather you're sort of strong, and your language is a bit, I don't know what they thought, strong. And yet when you're with us, you're this meek guy. You're so meek and quiet when you're with us, and when you write us these very strong letters. And so Paul is never one to he certainly responds, and so he's been carrying on lately about, hey, what do you mean? What do you mean? He was obviously felt somewhat insulted, but what he's saying here is, well, hey, I when I'm face to face with you, I don't need to have all that boldness to oppose those who think we are acting according to human standards. And so what he's saying about human standards, I believe there is that those who think we're just being human, and they don't realize when we speak of God and these things that are happening, that they're not of the divine, that we're speaking of divinity. Indeed, verse 3 here, we live as human beings, but we do not wage war according to human standards. For the weapons of our warfare are not merely human, but they are divine power to destroy strongholds. So how does that apply to us today? We destroy arguments and every proud obstacle raised up against the knowledge of God, and we take every thought captive to obey Christ. That's verse 5. Right. Taking every thought captive to obey Christ. It's that awareness of saying, maybe this strong, the word strong again, this proud obstacle raised up against the knowledge of God from a human, we can take, this is like when Jesus says, when someone questions you on my behalf, don't worry about what you're going to say. When you open your mouth, I will speak. And I think about that a lot. If we take every thought captive to Christ, to obey Christ, when we're up against humans wanting to debate us, we don't have to worry, and we don't have to take on this argument from a human standard. We remember that we have God's strength. We have His, where does it say here? Divine power to stronghold. We have divine power. We have God's divine power to tackle these things. So whenever you're up against, whether it's your own questioning of thought or someone else's questioning of thought, you don't have to be, as Paul is saying, loud or forceful in your argument. You don't have to be that way. You can be gentle. He said meek, but you can be gentle. And in response, you don't have to worry about what you're going to say in opposition from this human that's attacking you from human standards, because we have the divinity. We just have to keep every thought, to obey captive, to obey Christ. And we have the divinity of God, His spiritual help to guide us through these obstacles. And we just have to say, Jesus, speak through me. Give me the strength to remain poised and peaceful, and know that when I'm against this stronghold of someone attacking me from quote unquote human standards, that I have divinity on my side. And when I open my mouth, you will speak through me. I say that a lot before I give a speech and things of that nature. I take a deep breath and say, Jesus, this is for you. God, this is for you. Holy Spirit, it's for you. Just speak through me. because Jesus says he will give us the words. But we have to keep our thoughts captive to obey Christ. Have a beautiful day.